coverage will be joining us on the sideline as well. The Suns will end the road trip here before heading back to Phoenix. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys, on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
Yeah, and they're going through right now one of those situations that's just difficult to deal with. Doubt begins to really creep in when the losses continue to mount, and then you can have splintering, which doesn't help the situation.
Good on the triple. And towards the end of the season, Brett, we are seeing lottery teams give their young players even more minutes.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, and it's totally understandable for guys to get an opportunity to be out on the floor. They've been itching to get some minutes, and now they have a chance to show what they've learned. They can show their talent. They can gain some confidence, and it's kind of a nice momentum shift for them going into the offseason, getting some minutes in the NBA action.
And Paul puts up a deep three. Some solid defense from Lillard. And Lillard gets double teamed. And stolen by Ayton. And stolen by Lillard. McLemore inside the line. Fires for three. And the Trailblazers another three.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Paul for three. The shot off that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. And this is their first time matched up with the Suns this season.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
You gotta take your time, homie. Take your time. For me, you're rushing your shots.
Fitting that they split the season series, given the enormous talent level on both sides.
Shit. Whoever we run it back,
first
bro.
time out of the game called for Phoenix.
Well, we talk about the clutch scoring of Damian Lillard. I'll put it in black and white. Since he entered the league in 2012, nobody has more makes in the last 20 seconds of a game to tie or go ahead. Nobody.
And it's the Suns with the ball. 7-point differential. And the list of players with multiple series clinching buzzer beaters in the playoffs: Michael Jordan and Damian Lillard.
And with a little bon voyage wave of the hand for good measure, Dame time is as real as it gets.
Here's McLemore. Following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. Lillard with it. He's got 7. It's rebounded by Paul. That shot no good. Nice D from Lillard.
If he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
It's stolen. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The drive by Booker. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Booker is tremendous at driving to the inside, throws himself at the D to get the call.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
Both free throws good from Booker. No secret here, Brent. Devin Booker known for his offense, but his defense has come a long way as well.
Yeah, it's so funny when scorers come into the league and they score and people are still critical of them. That's what happened to Devin Booker. And then he realized as the games became bigger and more important how much the defensive end is going to help his team do the things he wants to do. So he's taken that tune. He's decided to play defense. He's been much better over the course of the last 2 seasons.
To the middle. Rejected by Booker. Back to Lillard. Takes a three. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Pass to Booker. Here's Payne. The rebound by Watford. Trailblazers leading by 9. Lillard, right side. It's over Payne. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
To the paint. On the wing, Bridges. Drills the three-pointer. Bridges got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Suns.
And that's a shot Bridges needs to just keep sinking. You can see his confidence growing.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 15. From deep, McLemore. And another 3 for Portland.
Now off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bridges misses. Portland with the ball. They lead by 11. The shot by Lillard wide open. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Well, he doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Devin Booker up there in usage rate. Usually one of the top 5 players in the NBA, and right there you can see why.
And so it's Portland going into the break with a 10-point lead. And the three-point shot has been big for them. Right back after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
For some reason, they've also had guys in the right spots on the offensive glass. Lots of putbacks.
Here's Lillard. And Lillard gets double teamed. Shot clock at 5. That one goes. Count it. Lillard's got 19 points.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
Goes back up. Johnson can't get it to go. Portland leading by 12. Lillard surveying the D. Pass to Nurkic. Now Lillard. Stolen by McGee. Here's Shamet. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Ben McLemore.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
And Brent, the wrinkle added to the playoff format for 2021, the play-in tournament really became a hot-button issue last season.
Yeah, it felt like you either were going to love it or you weren't going to like it at all. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed the fact that the last month of the season provided games that had something at stake. And that positioning to get into the 10th slot with an opportunity to get into the playoffs drew the attention of NBA fans and players to keep competing until the very end of the season to take that shot at getting into the postseason. So I really like it.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the three-point shot of Mikal Bridges seemed to abandon him early in his NBA career. Coach Monty Williams said he developed a hitch in his release. But Bridges got in the lab with the coaching staff, changing his shot midway through season 2. The results speak for themselves. Guys?
He had a career year shooting, that's for sure. I admire his work ethic. D.A., thank you. And Ayton throws it down.
The defense so concerned with Shamet and his shot-making ability, he makes the play that time.
Hart, no good.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one. For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
There's the three. Buries it from three-point range. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
That's right on the money from Lillard. That's how you finish a possession.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life. And with Chris Paul, he makes this team work, gets the most out of his teammates, and has done that wherever he's played.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Pass to Shamet. Good ball movement here by the Suns. And the three off target. As you said, Paul's teams often overachieve in the standings.
People still underestimate his impact. Sets up and improves his guys as well as anyone. And he's the engine to this whole operation.
Timeout call, the Suns. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
So both teams making some changes here. Suns trail by 12. Booker outside. On the wing, Booker fires it up. And the Suns miss again. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Ayton. Fires the three. Johnson's shot is off. And so Ayton will bring it up for Phoenix. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher there. That was a case where every single thing that could have gone wrong for them, oh, it showed up.
Here's Simons. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowed.
No good from Booker. And here's Portland. They're on a 12-4 run right now.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Ball fires from way outside. From beyond the arc and then some.
Shot selection from Chris Paul on point there. An efficient shooter off the dribble.
Johnson can't hit.
The D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
For Phoenix, they've been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team.
Good on the second free throw.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Knocked loose. Paul with the steal. Pass to Ayton. Inside. And taken away by Johnson. Here's Simons.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Johnson, that's for 2. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Trailblazers lead by 13. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Trailblazers leading by 13. Up top, McLemore. Passed a little. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. From outside the arc. And they get it back. Johnson right side. From deep, McLemore. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. McLemore's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Trailblazers. Back to Paul. Shoots. And he gets it to go from the corner.
Got to make a decision quick sometimes, and Chris Paul does that on the catch and shoot.
Pass to Simons. And the basket is good. McLemore's got 11.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Ayton is a player who, Greg, occasionally shoots a 3, but it's still a developing part of his game.
Yeah, you know, not the best numbers from outside. Does it to keep teams honest, but it's a far-fetched to say he can stretch a defense.
Right, you always want DeAndre Ayton to play more aggressively, don't you?
Well, it's when he's at his best, especially when he's down low and using his frame. He's kind of like, you know, this young kid that doesn't realize how big he is, but he's starting to understand how much his size can impact what he can do on both ends of the floor.
Trailblazers making a switch here. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
DeAndre Ayton back in 2018 heard his name called first in the NBA draft, and he averaged a double-double in his first year in the NBA. Exciting to see what is next for this big man.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Three-pointer, Lillard kept alive. Here's Bridges. He has 6. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Now here's McLemore outside. Now here's Ayton. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw tonight. And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up.
And for a guy who entered the league as a terrific free throw shooter, Damian Lillard is now among the elite of the elite from the stripe.
Long range from the inbound. Good on the three-point shot. Lillard's got 28 points for the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement. And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Phoenix calls timeout. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And he is absolutely dialed in from outside. They need to close out on him much quicker when he's lining up those threes.
Hey, add me like running back, bro. Let's quit the game. Add me. You running back. If we give up. If I miss all good. Add me, you're running back. Just play the game, bro. Even if you lose, you're still play.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
The armor you want.
Heel of this team right now, turnovers.
And I could train you too.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Sinks the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
And mistakes, guys, this quarter have translated to 9 points at the other end.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. And the shot is good.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And they've got a lot of ground to make up, and it's hard to do if you continue to struggle offensively.
For the three, and the Trailblazers another three.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And continuing to cough it up here, the TO's threatening to cost these guys the game.
.146 left in the third. Shots good by McLemore.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
Pass to Bridges to stop the run. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Bridges got his third bucket of the night.
Mano y mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch. Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. It's stolen by Johnson. .54 seconds left here in the third quarter. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Now, Booker is a special offensive player, can score, and starting to show his playmaking.
Lillard outside. A three ball. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Shoots over Bridges. Shoots the three. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. Back to McLemore. Here's Lillard. No good that time. Now the Suns take it the other way. On the wing, Booker. Here we go, one-on-one. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments, pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Portland on defense. Left side, Crowder. Payne gets a wide open look. And the Suns miss again. And now Portland on the break. And here is Hart. Back to Lillard. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Yeah, now they are firing on all cylinders. That shot puts 3 more onto their lead as we head to the fourth.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He's cashed in 9 times from beyond the arc this game. Who knows how many threes he'll wind up with. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for the Suns. Pass to Craig. To the left wing. The three. No good on the shot.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Kicks it out to Lillard. Off target from three-point range. Now Payne. McGee in the corner. Back to Payne. Pass to Shamet. That three off the mark. Now here's Lillard. To the right side. Down low. Crowder with the steal. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Here's Shamet. Misses the three. Lillard outside. The three. Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 44.
He is at his best when it matters most. This game is theirs as long as he can keep this up.
From deep three-point range. And another three for Portland.
I mean, this guy is unreal. What a show.
Pass to Shamet. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Back to Hart. Launches it. Trains the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
To the inside. Yambo. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Damian Lillard. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Portland.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
A significant difference here has been the number of points off turnovers that they've gotten. How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Brent, you played for the Spurs, who pioneered player rest. More and more teams have followed that suit over the seasons, calling it load management, even risking fines. Any concern with the way things are done?
I understand the fans' complaint, to think about being a 10-year-old boy or girl and LeBron James is coming to your city and it's a load management day and he's not playing. And so the league understands it. It understands it from its broadcast partners and the way that they want the star players to be involved in every game that they play. And they've tried to adjust the schedule and moved it around a little bit, doing away with back-to-backs. I think it'll be a constant battle, but the organizations are investing in these players, and health is their #1 issue. They want them to play as many games for as long as they can at an elite level. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple of years.
And it's Shamet missing.
Not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots, not the wild one he took there.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Portland.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was.
For Lillard.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And he gets the bucket.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game. He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
And Portland again with the bucket.
He's just such a dynamite scorer, and for 82 games of a regular season, Lillard's in attack mode.
Here's Shamet. Here's Craig. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was